Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today marks the final day in office for the Prime Minister, and I pay tribute to her sense of public duty. Public service should always be recognised. Being an MP, a minister, or indeed a Prime Minister is an honour that brings with it huge responsibility and huge pressures, both personally and, I'm sure, the Prime Minister and probably the whole House would agree, on those very closest to us, who often are not able to answer back for the criticisms made against them. So I hope, Mr. Speaker, that she has a marginally more relaxing time on the backbenches, and perhaps, like the Chancellor, even helping me to oppose the reckless plans of her successor. Mr. Speaker, if I may continue, I'm glad the government party's in such good heart today, Mr. Speaker. For tomorrow they won't be. Mr. Speaker, in the last 3 years, child poverty has gone up. Pensioner poverty has gone up. In-work poverty has gone up. Violent crime has gone up. NHS waiting times have gone up. School class sizes have gone up. Homelessness has gone up. Food bank use has gone up. Does the Prime Minister have any regrets about any of those things I've just said?
Can I say to the right honourable gentleman, it's very good to see the Conservative Party in good heart, which is more than I can say for the Labour Party. But let me just tell the right honourable gentleman, let me just say something to the right honourable gentleman about my record over the last 3 years and how I measure my record over the last 3 years. It's in the opportunity for every child who is now in a better school. Yeah. It's in the comfort for every person who now has a job for the first time in their life. It's in the hope of every disadvantaged young person now able to go to university. Yeah. And it's in the joy of every couple who can now move into their own home. Yeah. Because at its heart, politics isn't about exchanges across these dispatch boxes, nor about eloquent speeches or media headlines. Politics is about the difference we make every day to the lives of people up and down this country. They are our reason for being here, and we should never forget it.
On Brexit, the Prime Minister's own red lines ruled out any sensible compromise deal. Only after she had missed her own deadline to leave did the Prime Minister even begin to shift her position. But by then, she no longer had the authority to deliver. Her successor has no mandate at all. Does she have confidence that the right honourable member for Uxbridge will succeed where she has not?
Can I just say to the right honourable gentleman, I worked tirelessly to get a good deal for the UK, and I also worked hard to get that deal through this Parliament. I voted for the deal. What did the right honourable gentleman do? He voted against a deal, he voted to make no deal more likely, and when there was a prospect of reaching consensus across this House, the right honourable gentleman walked away from the talks. At every stage, his only interest has been playing party politics. And frankly, he should be ashamed of himself.